Hello, and welcome to another presentation by ZenTek. The purpose of this webinar is to introduce you to a new solution for pressure networks that we call ZenPipe. ZenPipe is a catalog containing everything you need for creating water or force mains or whatever it is you need to put under pressure. So let's begin. But first, a little bit about ZenTek. ZenTek is a company that supports the technology AEC firms use to get things done. My background has involved not only land development, but GIS, visualization, and scan to BIM. And there are many other talented people here at ZenTek who can help as well. So whatever your need may be, whether it be training, product enhancement, support, or over-the-shoulder help, please look to ZenTek to lend a hand. So, why did we come up with ZenPipe? 3D comes with this list of AWWA catalogs that contain various materials, joint types, AWWAC specifications, PSI ratings. There's just a lot to choose from. And a lot of times you find yourself associating multiple catalogs with one part list just to get the combination of what is needed for the job. Fire hydrants from this catalog, air releases from that catalog, reducing tees, where are they again? But if you're just trying to put together a set of civil plans, all of that detail is really too much. So, wouldn't it be nice if there was one catalog with all part sizes needed for a typical project, instead of having to fish through more than one catalog for what you need? One that is not tied to bell and spigot, mechanical, push-on, or flange joints. Have we traditionally drawn water lines or force mains in planar profile? And do we do that now for storm and sanitary? It's kind of cool, but really, is it necessary? What about a catalog that provides air release valves at work? What about having a catalog that provides clear and concise names for parts, instead of verbose, confusing data that drives us to a manual for more explanation? Or better yet, a catalog that gives us fittings and appurtenances that look like they should look like on a plan or profile. That's what we tried to do with ZenPipe for pressure networks. So let's take a look. So here we are inside Civil 3D. And I just put together this parts list, straight from the ZenTek for pressure networks catalog. I'm going to open it up and show you what's in it. So if we go to the pressure pipes tab here, you'll see the pipes that are in the catalog, 4-inch through 24-inch in this edition. This is the description that you get. Very clean and simple and to the point. Over on the fittings tab, here are all the fittings that you get. You get caps. And again, nice, simple descriptions. These descriptions are ready for labels. You get crosses. And you get reducing crosses. Not just plain crosses, but reducing crosses. You have bends. Now, if you've been around AutoCAD for a while, you'll know that the %D in labels will trigger a degree symbol. So when you use these descriptions, you're going to get that degree symbol in your Civil 3D label. You also get plugs, 4-inch through 24-inch. You get reducers. Look at all the reducers you get, all different sizes. You get tees, reducing tees, all the way up through 24 by 24. And then we also gave you Ys, all different sized Ys. And if you go over to appurtenances, we have several different valve types we gave you. So here are the air release valves at work. And here we have butterfly valves, check valves, gate valves. We have fire department connections as well as fire hydrants. Now, we gave you all these valves because it's going to cover you if you have to deal with industrial projects that do require valves other than gate valves. And then down here, for fire department connections near architectural features, and then fire hydrants, we created them at different depths. So no matter what depth that is standard in your region, there is something here for you. And this is important because this makes them show correctly in profile. because by default, when you use a duct, or in the past, when you use fire hydrants, they end up sitting on top of the pipe instead of above the grade. Depths for everybody here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out by just drawing in a pipe down this street. All right, so let's create a pipe network. So I'll create a pressure network, not from object, but I'll just create it from scratch. So I'll call this water distribution. And the pipe run name, I tend to name that after the alignment that I'm designing it on. WL. After that, let's choose the part list. And then choose the pipe size to start out with. And I'm going to choose 10 inch. Reference surface will be the road surface. And then, of course, there's the cover. And I'm going to bring in, well, let's set the alignment, which is Acorn Avenue. And I'm going to bring in labels so you guys can see what is going on. So let's start out by simply drawing. We'll come straight down here. We'll turn off the ortho. And then I'm going to come down over this way. And then I'm currently being locked in. I'm going to release that snapping so that I can turn some different angles here. And maybe I want to come down straight down like this. And I'll hit enter. So let's zoom in and see what happened. So here are the bends, and look at the labels with the degree symbol. I'm going to take this and pull this aside, and you can see the bends. They look like bends, don't they? We can pan out. Some different labels here. We'd come down to the end of the pipe here, and if we wanted to, we can add a cap or a plug depending on our situation. So we'll go ahead and for a fitting, we'll just choose a 10-inch cap. We'll add that fitting, then click on that, and it put a cap in. I'll move this text over, and you can see what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and put in a fire hydrant assembly. And so I'll go ahead and choose my water line and change the size pipe, and then select add new pipe run. And then of course I'll just call this FH1 because I might have more than one in this network of pipes. It's going to be a 6-inch water. And then I will keep everything else the same. I'll just say okay. And now I'll start right here. And then I'll pull it over somewhere between this gutter and this sidewalk here and hit enter. And so you can see it put in the correct reducing T. All from the same catalog. I'm going to throw on a fire hydrant here. So I'll choose my water line and then come find my fire hydrant on this list down at the bottom. And I'm dealing with 2.5 foot depth in my neck of the woods. I'm going to add the appurtenance. I'll hover over the top, click, and there it is. I'll go ahead and push this over. I could always use my edit label routine to get rid of this part of the text if I need to. And so we can put in a valve now. So let's choose the water line, come up here and find my 6-inch gate valve on my list. Very easy to find because they're very simply described here on the list. 6-inch gate valve. Hit add appurtenance. And maybe I want to put it out here in the street just before the gutter. So there it is. I'll pull the label aside so you can see what it looks like. And there it is. It looks like a valve. I got a couple pipe labels here because it split the pipe up. I'll just get rid of the extra pipe label. Whoops. I also got rid of my valve label, but that's okay. You can see what it looks like here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select that pipe run and show you what it looks like in the object viewer. So let's pull open the object viewer. And here it is. And tilt this upward and you can see what the bends look like, or the fittings look like actually. We really didn't model any fitting type. We just created one catalog just for generic use. So no joints modeled in this catalog. I'll just pan over here a little bit and you can see the gate valve. Looks like a gate valve, but just no joints. And here's the fire hydrant assembly. It's very easy to recognize what's going on visualization wise. And then, of course, if you want to see this in profile, we can go ahead and put this in profile. So just select the water line. We could hit the pipe run profile option and then go ahead and say that we want to create a new profile view. We'll say OK. And we'll select this one here and hit create profile view. And I'll just go put it over here somewhere. And here it is. And this is the way these things look in profile. You can see the fire hydrant coming up right above the grade. You can see the valve in here. And you can see the T over here. Now, of course, I have styles that kind of control that things are shaded and all of that. But this is the way they look in profile. So everything is pretty much ready to go. I'll go ahead and add another. Oh, I did want it. Oh, no. I'll go ahead and add another pipe run. So I'm going to hit add new pipe run, create new pipe run. This one is going to be along Walnut, which is this road coming off this way. And I'll call the pipe run Walnut WL. That's my standard for naming my pipe runs. I kind of name them after the alignments I'm running them down. All right, let's change this to 8-inch. And we'll keep the same cover. And we're going to put it under the street so we're OK with the surface. We'll just go ahead and hit OK. And I'll hover over here and latch on there. And I'll go ahead and just run it down the street, ignoring the fact that there could be utilities around because I just want to show you what this ends up. Okay, so I got a little a utility building of some sort. Could be a pump station, could be some sort of treatment facility or something. Very small, of course. But I'm going to run pipe in there. Like so. Okay. And so if I pan up here, you can see that it put in the right reducing T here, 10 by 8. And of course it put in all the bins. Incidentally, I can always click on here and maybe pull this up like that. And notice it changes the bins according to the situation. Okay, so what I wanted to do was show you some of the other valves that we configured to go or to pull from this catalog. So I'm going to change the valve. I'm going to go ahead and put in a butterfly valve so you can see what that looks like. So I'll change this. This is a 8-inch water here, so I'll go for my 8-inch butterfly valve. So I'll add that, and I'll place that one here. And I'm also going to pull out a check valve, 8-inch, and add that and place that right here. And then I'll go ahead and change over to an air release valve. I'll hit add, and I'll place that one right here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the labels over so you can get a look at what it looks like. Fly valve, check valve, and air release. All right, so my air release is upside down, but that happens. We can just always go ahead and flip it. Here we go. And there's the check valve, and then there's the butterfly. So what do they look like in the object viewer? I'll go ahead and select all of these. Minus these labels, of course. And let's put them in object viewer. So here they are. Let me drag this over from my other screen. You can take a look and see what they look like. So, this would be the butterfly valve. This would be the check valve. And this would be the air release. So they're very simply modeled, so you can see exactly what they look like, but they're not overly modeled. So that concludes a demonstration of how these things look and how they work. Are there any questions? So there is a question regarding other sizes available. Will there be other sizes available in the future? Yes, we are currently working on smaller pipe sizes. That is from 3/4 inch up through 3.5 inch. And so we're about halfway done with that. And we hope to have that done in a couple weeks. So we are also going to be working on, after that, we're going to also be putting together another catalog that contains the larger pipe sizes, and that would be 30 inch up through 72, I believe. And so you can probably expect that in the upcoming months too. Another question is, will there be blow-off valves available? And yes, there will in time. There's some different blow-off valve scenarios depending on where you're from. And there are some municipalities that require blow-off valves to be placed in manholes. There are some different situations for whether they're in a paved area or if they're not in a paved area, and some blow-off valves need to be above ground. So there's some different situations. So we're saving that to be introduced to this version at a later date. That'll be an upgrade. If there are no more questions, then we're out. Join us weekly for the Cattle Call. This is a podcast where we talk about tech. We include people like you, and sometimes we interview people behind the tech. So what we talk about is what's happened in the past, what's happening presently, and what's going on in the future. So you can find the podcast up on ZenTek.net, up on our website. You can also find it on various podcast providers. Thank you for your interest. If you have any additional technology needs, feel free to check us out at our website, ZenTekConsultants.net, or call us at our toll-free number, or email us at sales@ZenTekConsultants.net. Thank you, and have a great day.